Hello, Cloudnet members. Today we're going to access your web portal GUI, Graphical User Interface, which is a great optional tool to manage and make changes to your phone. In order to browse to the portal, you'll need to know a web address. If available, this web address will be given to you by your Cloudnet technician. You'll also be given a login ID as well as a login passcode. Your web portal gives you access to some great features such as viewing your missed calls, importing your contacts, adding Call Me buttons to your email or web pages, and setting up unified messaging to copy voicemails left in your mailbox to an email address of your choosing. So let's get started and get logged in here. Select Login. Once logged into your graphical user interface, you'll notice the tabs at the top of the GUI. Also a Call button, where when you left click you'll be prompted to input a telephone number that you wish to dial. You'll input the receiving party's phone number and select dial. Once you select dial, your phone will ring. When you answer is when the call will be placed to the second party. To find help or to log off, select the little gear icon found at the top right, the settings icon. Simply left click and select help, or here's your logout command right here. Now notice that we're looking at the dashboard tab. This is found at the top left hand corner of the GUI. This is more of an informational type screen with a general overview of your settings. You'll find new messages left in your voicemail box here. Below is a missed call history area. If caller ID information is available from the calling party's carrier, you might see their name here. You may left click a missed call to see the caller information and to return that call. You may also import one of your missed calls directly into your contacts, which is found over in the right hand side of the dashboard. Now, for this demonstration today, I created some contacts in my Outlook. Once I exported those contacts to my PC desktop, and I exported them into a CSV file, commonly known as an Excel spreadsheet. If you're not sure how to export your Outlook contacts into a CVS file, I suggest you Google the subject, as there's a lot of really great resources with instructions on the web showing you how to export contacts for your version of Outlook. I then use the importing tool to add those contacts to my web GUI. Now down at the bottom we have an overview of settings, such as if your forwarding or do not disturb is active or inactive. Follow Me, which is a feature that allows you to set your phone to ring multiple locations, and lastly, Reject Anonymous Calls. This is a feature that you may set that when a phone number that is not included in your contacts, or if caller ID is not passed through to your extension, the call will not ring to your desk. Rejected callers will hear an announcement telling them that you do not wish to take their call. The Message tab allows you access to play your voicemail via your PC speakers. The optional Fax tab allows you to view any faxes left in your inbox. And then of course we have a missed, dialed, and delete tab to view any call history. At the very bottom left we have a new voicemail tab. This allows you to record your outgoing greeting via a microphone hooked up to your PC. Here we're looking at the Contacts tab. Within Contacts you have 4 subfolders, starting at the left hand side with Contact List. This is where you're going to come to import those Outlook contacts into your web GUI. Here we have Speed Dials. Speed Dials allows you to build up to 10 single digit or 30 double digit speed dials. Once built, to dial from your phone, you'll input either the single digit or the double digit access number and then select the dial soft key. Here we have extensions, which gives you quick access to all extensions built within your business group. To call one of those people, you'll simply left click the number and then select the top option to dial from your desk. If you select dial from another number, you will be prompted to input the number that you wish to start the call from. That phone will ring. After answering is when the system will actually dial the contact number. An example of this is where a personal assistant may place a call for his or her supervisor. Lastly, we have short codes. These allow you to quickly dial a number from your phone only. This is a non-programmable field via this web GUI and is only a readable field. Short codes are programmed by your system administrator or your installing technician. To dial one of the parties from your phone, you'll simply input the number that you see over on the left-hand side on your dial pad of your phone and select the dial soft key. Now let's look at that Call Manager tab. Within Call Manager, we have four subfolders, starting with Summary over on the left-hand side, which gives you a brief overview of the current forwarding state of your extension. Here we have forwarding. This allows you to forward your extension to another extension number or external number. Follow Me allows you to forward calls that you receive to one or more destination. Please note that when building a forwarding profile, you will be asked how many seconds to ring the second destination. Be aware that a ring cycle is about 5 seconds. And lastly, within screening, we now have 4 new subfolders, starting with Do Not Disturb to reject all calls immediately and route the caller to your mailbox. Here we have Selective Rejection to pick and choose the callers that you wish to reject. An Anonymous Rejection tab to reject all calls that are not sending caller ID to your extension. And lastly, a Priority tab to set a distinctive ring for a recognizable phone number. Now let's have a quick little look at this Apps tab. This feature allows you to add a Call Me button to your outgoing email or web pages. If built, the external party receiving the email will click the Call Me button or link included on the signature of your email or web page. Once selected, they'll be prompted to type in their phone number and then click a dial function. Their phone will begin to ring. Once they pick up the ringing call on their phone, it will then dial your phone number. You'll select web page or email from this screen to set up this application. Once built, you may come to this Call Me settings link found at the bottom right and then select and turn on the Enable Call Me feature. Lastly, we're going to look at this Settings tab. There's a lot of great features underneath Settings. Within Settings, we have 4 subfolders. We're going to start with Account. Besides viewing your personal information, you may change your GUI account password to log into the web portal here. Change your call services PIN to log into the administration programming area of your phone, or change your voicemail login PIN. You may also program additional keys on your phone. If you choose this function, the new keys that you've programmed will not become visible for approximately 24 hours, or you may unplug your phone for a moment, which will reset the phone. Once plugged back in, the new keys will be available to you. But to start that process, you'll click that option. You'll be taken to a photo of your particular phone, and then what you'll do is you'll hover, left click a particular key that you wish to program to highlight it. That will open a drop down menu to you where you're going to select the functions that you wish to program the key to be. The most common is monitored extension. This is where you're going to put a coworker desk extension number so that you may simply press the key to dial and maybe see when they're on the phone. Now, this enhanced monitored extension allows you to pick up a coworker's incoming call by pressing the key that you just transferred. So let's go ahead and close that. And then next we need to look at some of these other tabs or functions right here, such as calls. The first thing that we see underneath the, let me close this, let's go to the General tab. The first thing that we see is to disable or display caller ID information for incoming calls. Please note that if you disable this, all incoming calls now will just show as anonymous in your LCD screen instead of showing the caller ID party phone number. Here we have, let me close this, we've got call forwarding. It's recommended that you leave these items checked, as if disabled, you will not be prompted to enter a phone number for each time that you enable your call forwarding. Now here we have call blocking. This is a great feature to block your extension from making certain type of calls. This might be a useful function if a phone was placed in a reception waiting area and you wish to block or limit the outbound dialing for that particular phone. Let's cruise on up to this Messages tab right here. Here you're going to find things such as how many seconds your phone will ring before sending the caller to your mailbox. Remember that a ring cycle from the beginning of one ring to the beginning of the next ring is about 5 seconds. Also in here you'll find the unified messaging to receive a copy of the voicemail or fax left in your mailbox to send it to your email address. Also, mailbox feature settings such as recording your outgoing greeting and so on. Let's talk about this notification tab right up here. Notice that we have some new tabs, and we're going to start with this one on the left titled MWI. MWI stands for Message Waiting Indicator. It's highly recommended that you leave these options checked. This is what turns on the flashing LED on your phone to give you a visual indicator that you have new messages. Next, we have an Out Dial tab. This is a feature that allows you to set a remote or alternate extension number or phone location that you'll be notified for all new messages left in your mailbox. Lastly, we have an override function. Basically, with this override function, well, this will allow you to, let me check that. This will allow you to set a schedule with a future date that the out dial or the remote voicemail notification will expire. As an example, maybe that you'll be on vacation a couple weeks and you wish your cell phone to be notified anytime a message is left in your desk extension mailbox. You can create an expiration date that the out dial notification application will expire. Thank you for watching today, and remember, we can be found on the web at www.cloudnetgroup.com. Thank you.